Dragon.
Hey guys, this is Medina, aka Cobra129, walking beautiful downtown San Antonio, where I am testing out my new camera and going to see my good buddy Manuel Medina for his campaign for new mayor. As you can see out here, we're actually walking towards the San Fernando Cathedral right now, actually. Alright, I'll go ahead and do snippets as the day progresses, and I will see you then. Okay, as we can see, we just crossed the street here. There's my old stomping grounds, the Jury Plaza and Commerce Street. So we are walking through the plaza right now, and we should be heading up towards the San Fernando Cathedral right now. We're actually a little bit early, but that's okay, because we want to get a good seat. Stairs here. See if I can get a good shot of the cathedral from here. And there it is, San Fernando Cathedral. What a beauty. Oh, right, looks like the turnout's grown a lot bigger now. We got the signs up. I turn out in support of Manuel Medina. We have the announcement. We got the sign herding up here. We just set up the stage. Everybody positioning themselves up really good. This is wonderful. Wonderful turnout here in San Antonio. I think we'll position ourselves right where that camera is at later, so you can get a better view. Go ahead and walk around here and meet some people. Hey, how you doing?
I'm blowing my nose.
Doing some mic checks here.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Hey.
I saw your interview too, talking to somebody. Thank you, sir. I filled one out already. Did you already? Okay, good.
Where's he talking from?
Go ahead.
This is a wonderful turnout.
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Manuel, you know who loves you because they came out in the cold.
Exactly.
Okay? So you remember who loves you, buddy.
This is going up on YouTube. Right. Oh, there it is.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please try to walk towards the center so the crowd's not so dispersed out towards the side. The hallways, these little walkways are supposed to be clear, so try to close them up as best as you can.
Alright, we're going to save a little bit of battery and pause right here so that we can get Manuel when he actually walks through. And here is Mr. Medina himself, just arrived, taking pictures with the locals. Awesome. Oh, this is going to look really nice. We're still waiting for the thing to start, and then pause right here so that we can get him on stage. Wow.
Was that you, Tyrone? Was that you? Which, by the way, I know Lourdes Galvan is in the house. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for leading the fight and going up to Washington next week and standing up for women.
There she is.
We talked about that we need independent leadership at City Hall. We need a vision for today at City Hall. We need transparency and to restore the public trust at City Hall. And you've told me that you want a mayor that will focus and prioritize the situation on taxes, public safety, and transportation. And that's why today I will share Manuel Medina's agenda for San Antonio today. You know, as we move forward, independent leadership in San Antonio is so important. And I want everyone to know, and I want everyone to hear, that I will lead a city council accountable to taxpayers. Not the city manager, not paid lobbyists, not political insiders. I will lead and be accountable to you, the taxpayers of San Antonio. I am financially and politically independent. In contrast, Mayor Ivy Teller will raise $1 million from special interests to finance her campaign. In effect, she will owe $1 million plus interest in special favors. She epitomizes a pay-to-play culture at City Hall that can best be summarized as candidates get their contributions, special interests get their special favors, and taxpayers get stuck with the bill. Taxpayers can trust me to hold the line on taxes because I'm not beholden to special interests or their pet projects. Taxpayers can count on me to question every single CPS and SAWS rate increase because I believe there are already too many six-figure salaries at City Hall. And taxpayers can trust me to fight back when the establishment, when power brokers from both sides of the aisle game the system and stack the deck against taxpayers like you and me. Together, we represent independent leadership. Together, we represent a new era of local government accountable to the people. Therefore, together, we are here to announce our campaign for mayor at San Fernando Cathedral, the People's Cathedral. Now, I have a vision for San Antonio, and it's a vision for today. And I also have 2020 vision. I see Tom Daniels in the house, our campaign treasurer in the back. Tom, say hello, my friend. Vamos a ganar. You know, Tom knew me before I lived in the Dominion. He knew me while I was driving a 1992, and this was 2002. Four-door white, I think they called him a little Gia or something. I don't know what it was called. But that car took me back and forth to Austin. So it doesn't matter what you look like, it's what you got inside. And Tom Daniels, inside, you've got a big heart, my friend. And I'm proud to have you as my campaign treasurer. And as your mayor, I will focus on today. And there's a lot of people that have been fighting for our community today on a wide range of issues. Whether it's been to make sure that there's affordable housing, that people's rights are respected, that we all have our opportunity to succeed. And one of those gentlemen is here on my left. And I'd like him to say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, Luis Vera.
Thank you, Manuel.
and I'm very honored to be here. Manuel and I have been talking about this race now for several months, and he had some very deep soul searching to do as to whether or not he would take on this race that many of the political pundits think is an impossible race for him to win. Of course, they told us the same thing when he ran for Bexar County Democratic Chair. If you remember that race, every single establishment politician did not, matter of fact, they opposed him. They opposed him openly. They campaigned against him. And Manuel said, that's okay, because I'm not an establishment politician. I don't rely on anybody but myself, and I'll fund my own campaign. And he won every single commissioner's court in Bexar County. We didn't lose one. And then when we talked about today, I said, Manuel, it's going to be freezing out there. And yeah, we were a little bit worried. But Manuel says, hey, as long as the sun comes out, that's all we need. And look, people, the sun is out, the sun is shining. And so it reminded me of just one thing when I was in college. Some of us did have to read, unfortunately. But William Shakespeare wrote a play called The Midsummer Night's Dream. And one of those acts is where the fairies are making fun of the cold, cold, cold winter because the flowers would come out. The flowers would come out and say, I don't care how cold it is. I don't care how icy it is. I don't care what you think. I'm going to bloom, and I'm going to show the whole world that I'm here to stay, and I'm going to win this fight. And Manuel, that's where you are. You're here today in the symbolism of the church, of the sun, of the flowers that are blooming out there, and your beautiful family. I'm proud to be your friend, proud to stay with you, and as you know, a lot of the LULAC peoples who I'm associated with are here. And the LULAC leadership. And of course, you've got a number of teachers here. I know that Julie Gimble, the president of the regional vice president for the Texas State Teachers Association, is here. She's also president of the Hardingale Teachers. I don't know, she goes all kinds of titles, but she's here. And other teachers are here, including my wife, who's a school teacher, is here. So, Manuel, God bless. We're on to victory, and it's a race now. What can we say?
Thank you, Luis. Let's hear another shout out for Julie Gimble. I talked to you briefly about independent leadership, but I'd also like to talk to you about vision. Vision for San Antonio today. Because as your mayor, I will lead our city, and I will focus on today. There's a valid concern in our community that the mayor is out of touch. That she only talks about the 1 million people that are coming to San Antonio over the next 25 years. That she only worries about SA tomorrow and SA 2020. Well, how about the 1.5 million that are already here? How about SA in 2017? How about SA today? Well, ladies and gentlemen, today, as your mayor, we're going to focus and we're going to make sure that our city employees have the equipment and the training to take care of your potholes, to take care of our bridges, that address our sidewalks, that take care of flood control, that address our parks and take care of our community and keep us safe. But we will also address, starting today, the issues that have plagued our community for too long. And they're going to continue to plague us if we don't address them today. Issues like generational poverty on the west side, institutional violence on the east side, transportation nightmares on the north side, and the lack of basic infrastructure on the south side. So I will be a mayor that addresses these issues today. And no one expects us to solve them, for us to solve them from one day to the next. But they do want a mayor that will care enough to identify the indicators, track the progress, and make a difference today. And that's the mayor that you will have with Manuel Medina, with a vision for San Antonio today. A lot of leaders within our community that are here today, as I mentioned earlier. And we have a national leader when it comes to equality, when it comes to respect for others, when it comes to tolerance of all faiths and religion. Now I'd like to recognize Sarwat Hussein. Where are you, Sarwat? Right there. Thank you for your fight. Because, ladies and gentlemen, wherever we are from, whatever we believe in, we are all Americans, and we're going to make America stronger when we come together like you're doing. They're going to make happen. Thank you very much, Sarwat. Public trust and transparency. Because the voters want independent leadership. They want a vision for today. And they want to restore the public trust and transparency at City Hall. Manuel Medina will restore the public trust at City Hall. There is a nonpartisan culture at City Hall. That's true. But it's also true because it's both Democrats and Republicans that take their turn at gaming the system against people like you and me. Establishment figures on both sides of the aisle that stack the deck against you and me. And the result? City contracts and board appointments that openly go to special interests and money donors. That has to change. We're going to change it, and we're going to start today. And to talk about that, I want to share 3 specific examples that are glaring examples of that culture at City Hall. Let's talk about Vista Ridge. Vista Ridge is a project that's going to bring water from Central Texas through a pipeline to San Antonio. And in my opinion, the best case scenario, San Antonians are going to get to pay the most expensive water in America. Because that contract epitomizes special interests and insider deals. Why did this contract get fast-tracked so quickly at City Hall? $18,000 worth of contributions to Ivy Taylor, I'm sure had something to do with it. And how much homework did she do when 6 months after the ink was dry with this contract, the company financing it went bankrupt? How much homework did she do? So that tells you that special interests and money interests are running City Hall today, and we need to change that. We all remember when Ivy Taylor appointed the board members of SAHA, the people that overlook public housing in City Hall. Coincidentally, SAHA then rented a number of her properties. A complete conflict of interest, and when the Express News wrote about it, she then pardoned herself at City Hall. That is inside baseball. That is the epitome of political insiders scratching political insiders back in City Hall. And we don't have to look that further back. Let's look at the bond. There's a lot of good things in the bond, and a lot of good work being done with the bond. But the acts of a few compromise the good work of all of us. Let's take a look at the Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec takes a look at all the proposals from across town to see what parks are going to get fountains, what parks are going to get maintenance, what parks are going to get sports facilities. It takes a look at all the parks that people submit and want funding for. Well, every council member gets to pick 3 appointments. Make 3 appointments to this committee that looks at this and then decides and recommends to City Council. Well, Council Member Ron Nurnberg made 3 appointments. And all 3 appointments were people that are on the board of Phil Hardberger Park. So tell me, with what intent and what interest were those 3 members on that Parks and Rec Commission there to do? It was not to fund your park or your park or your park. It was fun to fund a $15 million park land bridge at Phil Harbor Park. That is inside politics at City Hall, and that's going to change when Manuel Medina is the next mayor of the city of San Antonio. Because it is a fact that well-financed and well-connected lobbyists have a year-round access to city staff and elected officials. And it's a shame that nonprofit groups, that community organizations, and dependent agencies are subject to blackout periods where they can't even talk to elected city council members. It's a shame, and we're going to change that, and we're going to change the status quo at City Hall, and we're going to make them abide by the city's code of ethics. And let me tell you, if they don't, Manuel Medina will call them out starting today. And when it comes to issues, people have told me across the city, they want us to focus on taxes, public safety, and transportation. So let's talk about that for a minute. When it comes to taxes, which is the #1 issue that people have shared with me, whether you live inside or outside the loop, you care about taxes. Whether you own a home or you rent a home, you care about taxes. Whether you make $20,000 a year or $200,000 a year, you care about taxes. And after listening to voters, the general consensus is that Ivy Taylor does not care about taxes. Ivy voted to increase your tax bill by not lowering your tax rate. She saw that your properties were being appraised at higher than ever before. And she did not care enough to lower your tax rate. Our county commissioners, and we've got to recognize them, for the last 4 years, they've lowered the tax rate because they've seen how property values have skyrocketed. But not at the city, not with Ivy Taylor. And let me tell you, it will be my standing commitment to you that if your property values increase, your property rate will go down. Because together we are one. Together we are family. And we're going to make sure that we make this our home for today and for future generations. Thank you very much. Let's get to work because San Antonio needs us today.
That was the press conference. Sorry guys, I had to cut the video early because the battery was running out and I had to recharge. So, glad to be out here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.